At just 19 years old, Shigeki Tanaka survived the atomic bombing of Hiroshima, a trauma that shaped his early life. Remarkably, he went on to win the 1951 Boston Marathon, only 6 years after the devastation. When he crossed the finish line, the crowd fell silent, a powerful moment of reflection, respect, and awe for a survivor turned champion. Jesse Owens made history at the 1936 Berlin Olympics by breaking the world record in the 200-meter race, defying Nazi propaganda that promoted Aryan supremacy. His stunning performance not only won him gold, but also delivered a powerful statement on racial equality in front of Adolf Hitler and the world. After the dog's owner passed away in England in 1936, a group of compassionate local children took it upon themselves to care for and feed the grieving animal. They brought food, sat with the dog regularly, and even organized shifts to ensure it was never alone. This touching act of kindness shows how empathy and loyalty aren't just human, they're deeply communal. In this powerful 1956 photo, a German soldier finally returns home from Soviet captivity after World War II. Taken when his son was just 1 year old, the soldier spent over a decade in a POW camp before reuniting with his family. The moment captures the raw emotion of a father and son meeting again, symbolizing the deep scars and long aftermath of war. This vintage photo of teenagers from the 1950s captures a very different vibe from today's youth. With their neatly pressed clothes, slicked back hair, and composed demeanor, they reflect a time of stricter societal norms and polished appearances. It's a striking contrast to the more casual, expressive styles embraced by newer generations. This snapshot from June 1934 shows a beach volleyball match in full swing at Venice Beach, California. The players, dressed in vintage swimwear, dive and spike against the backdrop of a sunny, carefree coastline. It's a glimpse into the early days of a sport that would later go global and into a Southern California beach culture that's still alive today. This poignant photo shows an Austrian boy beaming with joy as he receives a new pair of shoes during World War II, a rare moment of happiness amid the harsh realities of war. With clothing and supplies scarce, even basic necessities were luxuries. His expression captures the resilience of children and the power of small kindnesses in dark times. In 1941, 16-year-old Slovenian Albina Malihočevar bravely joined the People's Liberation Movement during World War II. By age 17, she had already been wounded twice while fighting as a resistance fighter. Despite her injuries, she continued to serve, shifting roles to become a nurse and aid the wounded throughout the rest of the war. Her courage and resilience remain inspiring. Between 1907 and 1913, photographer Roland W. Reed captured powerful, romanticized images of Native American life that aimed to preserve vanishing traditions. His staged photos featured members of tribes like the Blackfeet, Ojibwe, and Hopi in traditional dress, performing rituals or daily tasks, offering a rare visual record of indigenous heritage during a time of cultural upheaval. During World War II blackouts, visibility was drastically reduced to avoid air raids, but this also posed dangers on the ground. In a clever move, a farmer painted white stripes on her cow to help motorists see the animal if it wandered onto roads at night. This practical act of wartime safety captured the resilience and creativity people showed during harsh conditions. This haunting image by Joseph Kudelka captures the precise moment Soviet tanks invaded Prague on August 21, 1968, during the Warsaw Pact intervention. Until then, Kudelka had never photographed news events, but this day changed his trajectory. His outstretched arm and watch document the time history was shattered, an act of defiance and silent witness to occupation. In 1885, the Statue of Liberty arrived in New York City from France in 350 individual neoclassical pieces, packed into over 200 crates. Gifted by the French people, the massive statue symbolized freedom and friendship. Workers spent 4 months assembling it on Bedloes Island, completing one of the most iconic landmarks in American history. In 1938, just before World War II, a woman tested a gas-resistant baby stroller in Hextable, England. With fears of chemical warfare looming, British engineers developed protective gear for civilians, including infants. This eerie innovation reflected the widespread anxiety of the time and the desperate attempts to safeguard even the youngest from war's horrors. This 1894 photograph captures a young girl from the Kiowa tribe in Oklahoma, offering a poignant glimpse into Native American life during a time of cultural upheaval. As U.S. policies pushed for forced assimilation, images like this preserve the dignity and heritage of indigenous peoples, documenting their traditions, attire, and presence amid erasure. In this 1900 photograph, U.S. cavalry soldiers pose proudly before the grizzly giant, a massive sequoia tree in Yosemite National Park. At the time, the military protected national parks, and this iconic image captures both the grandeur of America's natural heritage and the early efforts to preserve it. Remarkably, the grizzly giant still stands tall today. This 1953 photo from Chelsea, England captures an early form of social distancing. A child with measles sits alone at a table, separated from other children during a coronation party. Despite the festive occasion, the child's isolation reflects how infectious disease shaped behavior long before the modern concept of quarantine became widespread. In this striking 1986 photo taken at London Heathrow Airport, a rare fleet of Concorde supersonic jets lines up on the tarmac. The image captures the peak of Concorde's legacy, symbols of luxury, speed, and innovation. With their delta wings and needle noses, these aircraft could cross the Atlantic in under 3.5 hours, revolutionizing global air travel for the elite. This emotional image, taken at Martin Luther King Jr.'s funeral in April 1968, shows Coretta Scott King seated beside another grieving widow. The assassination of Dr. King had sent shockwaves through the world, and this solemn moment captured the pain, strength, and unity of Black women who had lost their loved ones to racial injustice and violence. This scenic view of the St. Lawrence River from Quebec City in the 1800s offers a glimpse into the daily life and landscape of one of Canada's oldest cities. With ships dotting the water and horse-drawn carts navigating cobblestone streets, The image reflects a time when the river served as a vital artery for trade, travel, and communication in colonial North America. This 1925 photo captures a photographer perched with his camera, immortalizing the lively streets of New York City. The image serves as a snapshot of an era when photography was becoming a powerful tool to document rapid urbanization, bustling sidewalks, and the energy of modern life in one of the world's fastest-growing cities. In 1945, as World War II came to an end, the U.S. military inspected a vast collection of stolen artwork amassed by Nazi leader Hermann Göring. Göring had looted thousands of priceless pieces from across occupied Europe. This inspection was part of the Allied effort to recover and return cultural treasures to their rightful owners after years of plunder. In 1902, children working in harsh conditions joined a labor strike in Philadelphia to protest long hours, unsafe environments, and meager wages. This photo captures young laborers demanding reform and fair treatment. Their involvement brought national attention to the exploitation of child labor and helped spark early movements for labor rights and education reform. In 1957, a llama made an unexpected appearance in New York City's iconic Times Square, capturing the surreal charm of the era. Amid towering billboards and yellow cabs, the calm presence of this Andean animal created a whimsical contrast to the city's hectic pace. The moment, frozen in black and white photography, reminds us of a time when surprises like this added character to everyday life.